she's beautiful. She could look lovely, but sometimes she looks as if she's taken it out of the dustbin and shaken it.
Meghan may well be on the Ozempic jabs or the Wegovy or the Monjaro. The fat jabs, because people are saying she has lost a lot of weight. The royal family are officially editing Meghan Markle out of their history. She doesn't feature once, Angela, in the
Yes,
Royal Collection archives.
yes, it's very interesting. That collection is in Windsor, and it has well over 1 million things that royals have had, and also photographs of them. And Meghan's not there, neither are the children. There's only one of Harry when he was 10 in 1994, and that's it. Now, I don't know yet whether it's because they're absolutely furious with her, or whether they didn't want their photographs to be part of it, because it could have happened when they were feeling so fed up that they didn't want the royal family at all. That's all changed because they can see that they need it to be a bit to people to like them a bit more, and haven't given them anything. It's not Charles who picks and chooses what should be there, but he is the one who is obviously the king and is very responsible for everything in the monarchy. It's 5 different monarchies, so it's an awful lot, but there's not the space for
Yeah, I
Harry.
mean, surely, Angela, if Charles or William had wanted Harry and Meghan in there, they would be in there. And I know you
Well,
say
they would have
Harry's in
had
there
to.
once, but it's a very, very old shot. And she's not in there at all.
No, but they would have to provide with the photograph or whatever they wanted there. And I don't blame them for not actually doing that. Why should they provide it if everybody provides these things? Or a photographer can do that. None of the photographers have wanted to do that either, or managed to do it, or forgotten all about it. So it's very interesting, actually. Very interesting. And they have these huge exhibitions all around, and one near Buckingham Palace. And if anyone wants to try and hunt for one of Meghan, do say you won't find her.
It's not going to be there. Now, Angela, you're hearing, and this is fascinating too, that Meghan Markle has already said she's too busy to return to the UK for the Invictus Games in 2027. So to me, that feels very much like, and I don't think there will be any tears on this side of the Atlantic, she's never coming back, is she?
Well, we don't know about that yet, but when they felt that the next 2027 is going to be in the UK, a lot of people have been wondering what's going to happen about Meghan. And she said she's much too busy. Now, have you ever heard of anyone, even King Charles, hasn't got a full diary for 2.5 years ahead? So it's very interesting that she's too grand for it at the moment, and she's going to be very busy. So we shall see that. But I think that she just, it's like not being invited to the party where all the A people are going, and you just say, "Oh, I'm terribly busy. I haven't got it," or I'll be washing my hair that evening. It's something like that.
But
It,
isn't the
it's
reality they're making excuses, Angela, and we saw the excuse from Harry last week. Oh, it's all about security, and could she be the victim of an acid attack, etc., etc. But isn't the reality, Angela, that after they arrived at St. Paul's Cathedral and were met with boos, they are very concerned about the type of reception that they will receive from the public? And I don't mean violence, because of course violence is completely unacceptable, but boos are a way that royal fans sometimes express how they feel about a member.
Well, I think that that was very obvious, really, that she would actually not want to be anywhere where people were booing her, because she's very, very, very thin-skinned. That's why I don't think she'll do any good trying to be a politician. But she can't cope with anybody saying something rude about her, saying something true about her, sort of booing her, not liking her. She has to be adored. I mean, she is, one of the most amazing people in the world. thinks,
In her
and
own mind.
she just can't in her own mind, and in Harry's mind too. He does think she's a most amazing woman because he said that she could have been a wonderful queen. Oh, I think she'd be the most dreadful queen, but and he thinks that Diana loves her and thinks she's wonderful, which he hasn't managed to discover that for sure because she's up in heaven, but he points up a lot and feels her there. And the Queen is helping him and supporting him up there. I mean, he's got his own way of understanding things, but she won't stand for that. So she keeps away and goes where people think she's absolutely wonderful. And if something goes wrong, she just closes her mind to it and moves on. I wish anybody could do that. We all could do that. If someone's not very nice to us, try and block it. But I think she's a sort of genius at doing that because she carries on as if that's never happened.
I want to tell you about this amazing product that I have here in my hands, Verso. As you may know, I've entered my 40s and the importance of staying healthy as I age has become really critical to me. So I've decided to focus on prioritizing my health, staying fit, exercising every day, and also doing the 16/8 fast. But scientists like David Sinclair now say that actually we can reverse aging with interventions beyond healthy habits. So this is a product that I knew would enhance everything I was doing, but it's also backed up by solid evidence. That is really important. So that's why I want to tell you about Cell Bean by Verso. It has scientifically proven ingredients that fight the effects of aging by increasing NAD+ levels that power every cell in your body. I've actually been taking the product now for a number of months. I take it in the morning, the start of every day. It's genuinely been transformative to me. Fasting's easier. I've lost fat. I'm eating less too. The weight is down. And apparently that's because, according to the team at Verso, it has blood sugar regulation effects which lead to fewer cravings. Sleeping is so much easier too. I wake up with more energy, feeling much happier too. So it's taken years off me. I would love you to experience the same thing. Verso publishes third-party testing from each batch produced to guarantee you are getting what you paid for, and to mark the launch of Outspoken as our first ever sponsor. Verso has an amazing offer for you. If you head to buy.ver.so/outspoken, you will save 15% on your first order by using the coupon code Outspoken. The link is in our YouTube and Rumble description, but to repeat, buy.ver.so/outspoken. Use the coupon code Outspoken. And Angela, you're not believing these latest reports about some sort of peace summit between the Sussexes and the royal family. What are you hearing?
No, I think this is one of these nonsenses that the PR companies try and keep her in the front pages. Could you imagine that they would want her there to discuss what's going to happen in the next 10 years of the royal family? Of course not. She wasn't allowed in there when she went off before Harry did in 2020, and they left being working royals. And also, they couldn't trust her that she wouldn't take a lot of the information back and sell it. It's not a problem, really. It's the thing is that the King Charles is there, and that will be followed by Prince William, and that's nearly really as far as they need to go. I mean, why do they need to put Meghan in there? They're not, or her son or daughter. It's just not. It's just to say that she's needed, she's wanted. She doesn't want to be left out, you see. She's got to be the head of it, and she can pretend then that she organized the whole thing and did it brilliantly and all that. But I think it's absolute nonsense, and it's not going to happen. And I can't even imagine them wanting to discuss it too much. What is there to discuss? It seems very simple. There's a king, and then there'll be another king. And that's how it goes. And then another king. That's how it goes on. Hopefully, if they can live their lives.
Indeed. Now, this week, Angela, we see Meghan's hypocrisy yet again off the scales because she's taken another private jet, this time from Montecito to the Hamptons in New York, so that she can hang out with her celebrity mates, Misha Nunu and Bobby Brown, as she prepares to launch her lifestyle product. But How can she claim to be an environmentalist, Angela, when she can't even be bothered to get on a coast-to-coast commercial flight in America? This is unbelievable, isn't it?
Well, Harry explains it very simply again, but it's not safe enough for her. That's why he said he's not going to bring her to the UK. It's not safe enough. So if you say that, therefore, how is she going to get there? She takes a plane. They have different rules for themselves, and a different way of looking at the truth. You say you can't do that because you've been saying, nobody should do that. And they say, well, we don't do that, but we have to go that way because otherwise, it wouldn't be safe. So they just turn it round. It's one of the things I think awful, and one of the things that Harry has adopted from her, which he didn't have before. He was very straightforward with humour, and now he sort of makes things very complicated.
And he was humble too, right? Like, there's nothing humble about saying that it's impossible to go on a commercial flight between New York and Los Angeles. I mean, Angela, loads of high-profile people in America who are even more famous than Harry and Meghan do that every single day. There's no need to take a private jet.
There's never anybody more famous than Harry and Meghan. That's what's in Meghan's mind. You can't say that, Dan. Everybody is lower down. What I find strange is that she wears very strange clothes. She's beautiful. She could look lovely, but sometimes she looks as if she's taken it out of the dustbin and shaken it, and it's, all crushed and full of creases. But the thing is that she did walk around Hamptons talking to her friends and trying to sell the American Riviera orchard without a single person to be secure for her. There's no security there for her. I was told that. Now you have that again.
So what, in terms of investors in the business?
No, there were no security of people looking after her as she wandered around.
I see. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So she
so it's
won't
not for security reasons why she's taking the private jet. It's just for laziness reasons.
But when she got there was nobody there who was a security officer who was going to follow her around and make sure that she was okay. She had a lovely time. She was there on her own, talking to her friends, enjoying herself enormously, and trying to get people to put money in the American Riviera orchard. We'll see if she does anything like that. But, how can she say how much she needs the security? How can Harry really drive himself mad with anxiety that he's not getting all these men to be looking after her? And then suddenly she's fine. So, sure, she was with an A list of people, and she might not have needed them, but she makes such a fuss that even if she goes down the road with a dog, or you've got to have somebody there to look after her.
But she's often like, backgrid, paparazzi, come and take a picture. I mean, we know there's so much hypocrisy. Can we actually just take a look at that photo of Meghan again, where you're referring to her clothes looking a little bit crumpled up with her in New York alongside Nunu and Bobby Brown? One thing, Angela, that there's a bit of speculation about is that Meghan may well be on the Ozempic jabs or the Wegovy or the Monjaro. The fat jabs, because people are saying she has lost a lot of weight, Angela.
Yes, she's very thin at the moment. She's very, very thin. And so therefore the rumours that she's pregnant, I don't think is quite right either. But I think that's another thing that's just dangling. But she's got this jacket, but the trousers, hang on the floor, very creased. They're one of these baggy trousers, which is fine if you like that, but it's sort of all creased and crumpled.
So Angela Levin's advice is, Meghan, buy an iron.
Well, she's got staff, hasn't she? She must have staff.
Oh, she has staff, all right. They just don't last for very long. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please do subscribe if you want lots more clips and interviews like that. Plus, if you want to watch our totally uncensored after show, then visit www.outspoken.live.